Coming up on Unpeeled, video game tariffs might impact how you spend some of that screen time.
Reality TV personalities are calling for more LGBTQ+ representation on screen.
It's been a slow start for some popular movie companies this month.
And there's a brand new leader in one of the world's most respected fashion brands. All that and more, Unpeeled starts right now. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Unpeeled in a brand new studio. I'm Charlie Goldberg.
And I'm Drew Albaugh. Now we head across the pond for an update on a beloved TV show.
Well, lace up your cleats, ladies and gentlemen, because Season 4 of Ted Lasso is officially in the works. This comes almost 2 years following the Season 3 finale. Jason Sudeikis, who plays Ted Lasso himself, will return to the big screen, and the rest of the cast has not been announced just yet.
Sudeikis is also an executive producer for the show. Matt Chernis, the head of programming for Apple TV, expressed how thrilled Apple is to be continuing with Sudeikis. Sudeikis hinted to the new season is set to follow a female soccer team this time. Favorite characters Beard and Roy Kent are yet to be confirmed as returning. Wow. This came out of nowhere. I'm not surprised, but there was no evidence that this was going to happen in Season 4 of Ted Lasso.
Yeah, complete shock, and it all started on a random episode of the Travis Kelce Jason New Heights podcast.
I love New Heights, by the way.
Phenomenal podcast, but it came very informally in the podcast, and what caught fans really off guard was the fact that the Season 3 finale felt like a series finale, Drew.
Right.
Really wrapped the bow around things, but there's more.
Yeah, it really did. But, it doesn't come as any shock, right? 58 billion minutes watched in 2023 was Ted Lasso Season 3. It was the most watched TV show of that year. So I'm not surprised at all. Apple said, let's run this back, gave a pretty penny, and said, we're going to do this thing again.
And they're going to make a pretty penny as well with Season 4 coming out soon.
More magic hits the screen this Friday when Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs take the big screen. Before the premiere, the movie had faced lots of backlash after controversies surrounding the movie and the lead actor.
The classic fairy tale will star Rachel Zegler as Snow White and Gal Gadot as the evil queen. This remake is taking a new approach with new musical numbers and messages to help tell the story. The film's release has come with surprisingly enthusiastic responses following the early hate. An early hate that was very loud and very clear itself.
Yeah, it was. A little over a year ago, Rachel Zegler said that, there's not going to be some prince in shining armor that's going to come save Snow White. There's not going to be, this is going to be about strong, independent woman. And I like that, I do, but it just doesn't embody what the 1937 classic film was about. So I can see both sides to it.
Well, of course it doesn't embody 1937. We're in 2025.
Right, that's a good point.
And in 2025, you shouldn't have a prince needing to save a princess. You should have a princess doing things just on her own, and I love that. But I know you also love Snow White itself.
Yeah, we're talking about 1937, 2005. Well, back in 2008, when I was about 4 years old, I ran into a mall, and I stole these little girl's shoes off her feet, and they were the Snow White shoes. My mom and dad made sure they gave me a talking to. Didn't happen again, but the point of the story is me and Snow White like this.
Well,
intertwined.
I think you're getting your Disney movies confused. Cinderella is the one where you go and you steal the shoes and try to see if it fits.
I'm not going to steal those shoes.
Well, please don't. Anyway, outside of malls and Disney alike, Disney still better watch out, as Universal Studios' Epic Universe is officially open for cast previews. The new park is opening to 5 worlds, which will all be absolutely incredible, featuring portals to enter them.
Those include Harry Potter, Nintendo, How to Train Your Dragon, Dark Universe, and the hub of it all, Celestial Park. 5 new worlds. That's crazy. Prices are almost $200, so it better be cool.
Drew, it's worth every single cent. I absolutely love Universal Studios.
You haven't even been there and you're already saying that?
Well, me and my dad go to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights every single year. We've been going for 7 years now, but Epic Universe. It's really a next step into the theme park game and the world that everybody's looking forward to the most out of all 5. Dark Universe, OG monsters, Dracula, Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Mummy, Frankenstein.
Wow.
You name them,
keep going.
They're there. Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. We'll have no time in the show left if I keep on going. But all those monsters are there in a brand new ride, Monsters Unchained, which many are calling to be the best dark ride ever made.
Yeah, I might just have to walk off the set. You seem to know what you're talking about. I'm not a Universal guy, more of a Disneyland type of guy, but I am excited. I'm going to try this one out. Almost $200. makes me a little wary, but I think it's going to be worth it. I really do.
It's absolutely going to be worth it. It's coming out May 22nd. That's opening day, Drew.
May
Keep it on your calendar.
22nd. Well, one of the biggest musical festivals of the year has dropped their lineup. Lollapalooza will take place in Chicago from July 31st to August 3rd and feature more than 170 artists.
That's a lot. Hit artists Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo are just some of the headliners. Luke Combs will be the first country act to close the show, and Tyler, the Creator, is set to perform after dropping out of the festival just last year. Writers, directors, and actors are all coming together once more to fight AI. This comes just a year after the battle that sparked between the strikes, and that was in Los Angeles actually 2 years ago.
A group of 420 entertainment insiders are urging the government not to loosen restrictions. The group is arguing that allowing Google and OpenAI to learn from scripts and performances would hinder, not help the industry. All right, well, when we return, we discuss the effects of tariffs taking this gaming world by storm.
And we learn who's pushing to see more LGBTQ+ representation in reality television. We'll be right back.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow down that, please? This is
28-1.
28-1. Welcome back to the broadcast. The Trump administration has issued new tariffs on foreign goods. The increase in fees has thrown the gaming industry for a loop, and our esports reporter Nathaniel Cunningham has the story on how it's all going down. Nate?
Hey, thanks, Charlie. On February 1st, President Donald Trump signed 3 executive orders imposing tariffs on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China. While the North American fees are highlighting auto parts, steel, and oil, the tariffs on China are on anything and everything imported. So why does this matter for the gaming world? Well, when you look at the top 10 highest earning video game companies, 3 of them are in China and 2 are in Japan. In case you haven't heard of those 2 on the island, it's Sony and Nintendo, both companies that use parts in factories from China. Well, the thought is that these tariffs will deter companies from using foreign products. Sony netted nearly $25 billion from the US alone. That same year, Nintendo tallied nearly $5.5 billion. So these companies would be, frankly, silly to stop selling their products in the US. However, that means us, the consumers, are going to be taking a brunt of that price cap. Let me try and visualize this. The current tariff on China is at 20%, which means that Super Mario Party, a $60 video game, would now cost $82. If you want to go a little big picture, the new generation of gaming consoles like the PlayStation 5 were priced at $500. That now becomes a $600 console. But the good news for Sony is that the PS5 has been out for nearly 5 years and there's a ton in circulation. The bad news is that whether we like it or not, another generation of systems is set to be released potentially within the next 3 years. When it comes to Nintendo, its newest console, the Switch 2, could be released as early as this year. If you compare that to Microsoft's Xbox, that's produced here stateside, the old argument about what's the best console could get really, really lopsided. Either way, it doesn't really matter the price of the console. Drew, you know I'm still beating you anytime, anywhere.
Oh, come on. I don't know about that, but what I do know, reality shows such as The Bachelor and Love is Blind are hot topics in today's American pop culture, but they have long been contested for their upholding of heterosexual norms. Here to tell us more about steps being taken towards increased representation is the industry, and it's our reality TV reporter, Lane Yeager. Lane, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Drew. Last week, the nonprofit organization GLAAD released an open letter urging for greater and more varied LGBTQ+ representation within reality television. This was created by board members and reality TV personalities Frankie Grande and Peppermint. Founded in 1985, GLAAD aimed to advocate against malicious media coverage of gay and lesbian identifying individuals, but has since expanded to the protection of and increased visibility of those identifying as queer, bisexual, non-binary, and transgender. The letter was addressed to casting directors, producers, creatives, and innovators behind reality television and opens by acknowledging the unifying power of the genre and its ability to, quote, shape perceptions, ignite meaningful conversations, and inspire lasting change before going on to recognize the gap in representation that has emerged. Cited within the letter is GLAAD research that confirms those made aware of the LGBTQ+ community through various forms of media are up to 50% more likely to be familiar with the community and up to 35% more likely to feel comfortable interacting with those in it. This highlights the, quote, stale and archaic nature of the token gay contestant stereotype, oftentimes featured within reality television as a means of representing the entire community. Grande calls attention to the impact of LGBTQ+ visibility in a short supplemental video to the letter on GLAAD's official YouTube channel. Take a look.
Have nervous breakdowns. I've had kids come up to me, young teenagers who have said, I had the courage to come out to my dad, or I had the courage to come out to my mom because they rooted for you on Big Brother.
Grande and Peppermint's letter was signed by a plethora of reality TV contestants, hosts, and industry advocates, including stars of Big Brother and Peacock's The Traitors. A petition is currently available on GLAAD's website for those with industry affiliation to showcase their support. That's all from me. Back to you.
Thanks, Lane. When we return, a popular award show has been canceled for 2025. Find out when we come back on Peelers.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for you.
With the end of CSGO and the release of Counter-Strike 2.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for your easy consumption.
Welcome back to Unpeeled. The MTV Movie and TV Awards announced that the event will not be happening this year. Our red carpet reporter, Elizabeth Gottlieb, has more on why the award show was canceled. Elizabeth, really sad news. Why? Why was it canceled?
Well, this is the second year in a row that the MTV Movie and TV Awards have been canceled. The plan was for it to return this year in a reimagined format, but unfortunately they weren't quite ready yet. And this decision actually comes after the 2023 awards show, where Drew Barrymore pulled out last minute in support of the WGA strike. She was supposed to host and then decided not to. So instead, a pre-taped version of the event was shown, and it actually had really good ratings. So they're now trying to shift more towards that and away from the live format.
Well, you said the word reimagined. That really stood out to me. What does that mean?
So the executive producer of Paramount, Bruce Gilmore, says that the goal is to deliver a fans first show. So it's no longer going to be live, and instead it's going to feature some exclusive sneak peeks, some fun new award show categories, and some special moments to really celebrate the best of movies and TVs from the last year. But Paramount said they will announce updates once they finalize everything.
And for our viewers out there who love award shows, should they be worried? Is this a pandemic that's going to spread to other award shows being canceled?
Well, other Paramount award shows have already been seeing this reimagination, have been canceled this year, including the MTV Europe Music Awards, the CMT Music Awards, and the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards Mexico. All of them have been canceled to get this reimagination. But if you enjoy watching people get slimed, Charlie, don't worry. The Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards US version will still be happening along with the VMAs, because these shows tend to bring in more viewers, and they will stay with that live format. The Kids' Choice Awards will be announcing their date sometime this month, so there's lots to look forward to.
Good. 8-year-old Charlie is saved. That's great to hear. Thank you so much.
This past weekend, the box office reached its 2025 rock bottom. Our film reporter Rob Gabrick is here with the latest box office updates. Rob?
Thanks, Drew. On Friday, March 14th, 5 new films hit the American box office, the most of any week in the year so far. However, the amount of movies is not the issue at hand. The issue is the box office experienced yet another brutal first quarter. This weekend brought in $54 million, which is the lowest grossing weekend of the year to date. The strange thing is, it's not because these movies are viewed poorly. In fact, critics and audiences generally like these films. They combine for an average Rotten Tomatoes score of 85% and 7 out of 10 on IMDb. So why is this weekend and quarter so bad? To understand what's happening now, we need to look at what was happening before. From 2013 to 2017, the box office had reached its peak and hovered there for about 2 years until, along with the rest of the world, it had to shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic. Ah, yes, that coronavirus. Seems like all those years ago. But to the box office, the effects of the pandemic are more than lingering. They are the budding, disheartening status quo. As well as the first quarter numbers being far below pre-COVID, the yearly totals are equally as disappointing, bringing in less than they made 20 years ago. Both sets of data reflect virtually the same thing, that this past weekend shouldn't be considered an anomaly. The concern of lack for theater goers is very real. The road coming out of COVID has had its bumps, sure. The SAG-AFTRA and Writers Guild strikes were major blows to the success of the past 2 years. But the strikes and their effects are long since over. The reality is the movie watching experience has completely changed. As your film reporter, I'm proud to report that I'm very loyal to the fact that going to the movies is one of my favorite pastimes, but I do worry that that could be soon left in the past.
Break, we might be witnessing the silent comeback of a popular artist. Be right back, Unpeelers.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
is Sadie Miller.
My name is Luke Brady. I go by St. Luke.
So this one I started with this guitar lick.
Pop musician Lizzo is back after a bit of a hiatus, but not everyone is happy to see her. Music reporter Charlene Nominee is here to catch us up on Lizzo's new era. Charlene, thanks for coming on. First of all, tell us about these new Lizzo releases. What do we need to know?
Well, Lizzo just released 2 new songs. Love in Real Life and Still Bad. Still Bad was released just last Friday, and she says she's going for an edgier sound than before, tweeting on Monday that she is taking back rock and roll for us referring to African Americans who originated the genre. And now these are her first releases in 2 years. She's been kind of radio silent up until the end of last year.
Wow, 2 years, that's crazy. Why are fans still why the silence from Lizzo? What's happening with that?
Well, Lizzo has been embroiled in some legal battles with former employees for a while now. She has been sued by some former dancers and a stylist for how they were treated in the workplace. Now, her stylist's harassment case has been dismissed by a judge who says that she cannot be sued as an individual, but her touring company is still a defendant in the case. Now, Lizzo denies all the allegations.
Certainly a lot of controversy.
You think about what the media put as a headline. When you see sexual harassment, when you see assault, all of those things, it is like, whoa, it's very shocking. But then when you read the claims in the actual lawsuit, it's ridiculous. They're very silly.
Yeah, I was about to say that's certainly a lot of controversy, and you kind of hear it there. So what do audiences think about the new songs?
Yeah, audiences have mixed reviews on these new songs. Some say that the songs are lackluster or that they have lazy lyrics, while others say that they like the new sound, that they like the 80s vibe. So they're still a little mixed on it.
Right, you can't please them all, right? You can't please them all. We'll have to see what happens.
We definitely will. When we think of Versace, we envision glamour, bold designs, and a legacy intertwined with pop culture. Today, we witness a pivotal moment in fashion history. Cami Bremer has the story.
Thank you, Charlie. For nearly 3 decades, Donatella Versace has been the creative force behind, well, Versace, upholding her brother Gianni's vision after his tragic death in 1997. Her tenure has been marked by innovation, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to the brand's identity. Donatella Versace, who was assumed the role of creative director following the murder of her brother, has announced she will step down at the end of March 2025. Her leadership not only maintained the brand's prestige, but also expanded its reach, making Versace synonymous with both luxury and pop culture. She will transition the role to Chief Brand Ambassador, focusing on philanthropy and red carpet events. Succeeding Donatella is Dario Vitale, formerly the design director of Miu Miu. Known for his innovative approach and success in revitalizing brands, Vitale's appointment signals a new direction for Versace. His tenure at Miu Miu was marked by a 58% increase in revenue, indicating his potential to drive Versace's future growth. The fashion industry has responded with a mix of nostalgia and anticipation. Celebrities like Jennifer Lopez has expressed admiration for Donatella's contributions, while insiders speculate on how Vitale's vision will shape the brand's future. Additionally, there are rumors about a potential sale of Versace to the Prada Group, though no official statement has been made. As Versace embarks on this transition, the brand stands at a crossroad of honoring its rich heritage while embracing innovation. Donatella's legacy as a pioneer and icon remains indelible, and the fashion world eagerly awaits the next chapter under Dario Vitale's creative leadership. Back to you guys.
Cami, thank you. Truly groundbreaking there. After the break, see how Unpeeled's March Madness brackets are breaking down this year's tournament. Don't go anywhere.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Watching OGM rocking through the night in Syracuse where the music never ends. We're bringing you the sound, the glory, and the trance. From classic hits to the brand new sound. OT is the heartbeat of the underground. With every riff and every scream, we're turning your living room into a rocking dream. You're watching OTM, let the thunder roll. Hard rocking rhythms that will shake your soul. On the stage to your screen, we bring the fire. OTM television takes you higher. Guitars are shredding, the crowd's going wild. Syracuse vibes with a rebellious style. Locals are legends, they all take a stand in the world of rock.
March means madness, and though Syracuse may have missed on the NCAA tournament, boo, yet again. What's happening with Syracuse nowadays? We're still getting our brackets ready for the first full round of games that's happening tomorrow, Charlie.
Most bets are on Florida or Duke to win, and even though North Carolina has to win the play-in game, you're looking really good to move to round 2. Now, we're in for the entertainment factor, but if you're looking for some help, Drew, I know you know a lot about basketball.
Yeah, I do. And by the way, North Carolina did end up winning that game. So there's a lot to look out for in this tournament. Let's take a look at my bracket. Let's zoom out. Let's move the camera shot over here. All right, so this is the bracket.
This is your bracket.
This is the bracket I'm working with.
Very colorful.
And thank you. That's not on me. That's not on me. Shout out Matt Perry from On the Bench, the sports show here. Duke Blue Devils are winning the whole thing. Charlie, you know anything about Duke? Do you know anything about Duke?
I know that people here don't like Duke very much,
no.
So I assume it's a pretty negative thing you're going to say.
Do you know Cooper Flagg at all? The
yeah,
7-foot guy, a big dunker dude. Anyways, he was hurt, but he's going to come back, and he's going to be the main reason why Duke, top right, goes boop, 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 beats Alabama, plays Gonzaga, Washington State represent, goes to the finals to play Auburn. Shout out Nate last year picking Auburn to win the whole thing. They lost in the first round. We're not going to say that. He's our quote-unquote sports expert. Anyways, Duke's going to play Auburn, and they're going to end up winning the entire thing. So go Blue Devils, I guess, even though we're here in Syracuse.
Yeah, very, very bold pitch, Drew. I like it. Now, I don't know anything about this.
Right.
But my friends had a pool. They said, Charlie, join in on the pool. We want to make an extra $10. So I said, sure, why not? And I really picked things based off of cool names. You know?
Yeah.
I saw Drake University. I always expected them to go up against Kendrick Lamar University.
Yeah.
But that's not a thing. That's not.
Oh, come on.
But the big
and they'd
game,
probably lose if that was the case.
Oh, yeah. But the big game that I was looking forward to, that I fantasy booked myself, was Michigan State going up against Michigan. And, yeah, it was that. They went
Michigan
boop, boop,
State,
boop.
they got to keep winning. Boop, 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 our favorite term, I guess, nowadays. Listen, Michigan State is really good. Tom Izzo, a really respected head coach. 30 years he's been coaching in the NCAA, super experienced. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can get out of this region up here. It's very fascinating. There's also a women's bracket, which I think, the women's bracket has taken the league by storm. Last year, the women's game the championship match averaged more viewers than the men. So I haven't filled out my women's quite yet, but I like UCLA, the #1 overall seed over there as well. Do you do a women's bracket?
Yeah, I haven't done the women's. I barely did the men's one right now, but that one seems absolutely electric. Women's basketball's taking the world by storm, and you just love to see it, Drew.
Right, so Charlie, obviously you're not a big sports guy for basketball. Like, obviously I know you like your UFC and stuff, and a lot of our viewers might not like it, but if you like March Madness, just pick your favorite mascot. You'll probably do better than me.
Yeah, I picked Kentucky.
Okay, I guess you like the Kentucky, Wildcats.
Kentucky is a state. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for you on Unpeeled. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to follow us on all of our platforms at CitrusTV X, on Instagram, and all the other platforms. I'm Charlie Goldberg.
And I'm Drew Albaugh. Thanks so much, Unpeelers.
Let's go.